truth is, there's no ego. It's all love for me. For me, I'm in a season of grace. I'm in a season of being more concerned with my legacy and feeding my family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these groups are breaking up, and I'm like, yo, they need to learn from our mistake. I want all the money. I want every dollar. I want to, not a Trump rally, but anything besides that, you'll catch me. I'll sing happy birthday at a funeral, dog, because it ain't about me. It's about my legacy, my discography. And that's why it was so easy for me to come back to the group and go, I still love them. I don't like certain things they said. I don't like certain things about their personalities. They don't like certain things about mine either. But if you a business, you don't got to like everybody you work with all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that other groups need to realize that too, because seeing 112, and I call them 56 because it's only two of them, and that's no disrespect, but I just think the all four of them is so cold. They're cold separate, but you want to see the whole package. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What happened with you? Did I hear you say you were supposed to be starting a group with a member from Jagged Edge and 112? Did that ever come into fruition?
We have like a whole album, WQRL, but you know what happens is, and it wasn't even my idea, but it's a really good business decision because you get three groups for the price of one. You know, we went to Africa, you know, we had done a few things, and promoters were like, well, wait a minute. So you're saying I get a bunch of Next records, 112 records, Jagged records, and y'all all sing them together? Oh yeah, let's do that. Well, that's a threat to business. And I understand that. That's like, you know, cats pull rank like, yo, no, this ain't going on. So I respected that. I love Jagged, one of my favorite groups. I love the 12. We don't always get along because we all are really trying to go after that same dollar. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But when you look at my group, they put us on a lower tier, but we had less albums out. And my only thing has always been, and again, this is in no way saying anybody's better or worse, but if you turn on the radio right now and you're going to hear a classic R&B record, it's going to be next. It's going to be Too Close, Wifey, 9 times out of 10. And that's what I hang my hat on. We might not be the biggest or best known out of all the groups from my era, but you can go anywhere in the world, you're going to hear one of my records or one of my Jaheim records, something, and that's what I take pride in most, my discography.
Where did it go wrong for Next, if you don't mind me asking? Was it bad business? Was it time to move on? Where did it go wrong for you guys?
We traveling the world now. We got a Next by Nature project to come out along with my project. We got Next and Naughty. We got an EP. We got the first single. It's already done and mixed. I've been talking to Kay about how we're gonna shoot the video. I wasn't gonna do any new music with the group, but when Kay called, it's like, you know, that's Big Bro. It's whatever he want to do. But it's no beef. And it's funny because we were shooting this live performance for Keith Sweat. You know, that's Big Bro. Happy birthday to him. His birthday was yesterday, I think. Right. But somebody asked about, you know, us breaking up, and we were just sitting around at craft services, and Tilo was like, really, it was immaturity on our part. And he was like, you know, we didn't understand you can do it all. You know, we start being territorial, like, no, it's either next or nothing. And they know I'm in my studio now. That's all I do is music. You know, his love is motorcycles and dogs and pickup trucks. Tweets is meditation and other forms of music and things like that. And inspirational speaking. That's fine. My passion is music. Everything revolves around that and fitness. So I'm gonna always have records. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to do is just make music. And I think that we had to grow and understand that, and understand it's not a threat. All that does is add to the brand the more success we have individually. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did you make out with your publishing early on? We hear a lot of stories about people who didn't get, you know, the good end of the stick. How did you make out? And any lessons that you learned early on?
Well, I have to give Kay credit because I do hear horror stories, but I will say it's funny, and I don't think I've ever told this story. My brother, I come from that, and my brother had my mama house raided, and it was when we first got our deal, and I didn't know about banks and all that, so I had all my money in a shoebox in my mama house, and the police took it. Right, I never got it back, so I was offered $50,000 from my publisher before anything ever came out, anything. And God told me, nah. I didn't even know what publishing was like that. I just was like, nah. I believe in my music. And next thing you know, everything worked out. Kay never tried to take advantage of his artists. I can't speak for everybody else. I hear horror stories, but Kay, I think, was artist friendly because he was an artist himself first. You know what I'm saying? And he was good, you know, producing all those Naughty records and John A and all the great things that he done. That's why we're still family. You know what I'm saying? That's why I flew to Jersey for his 50th. because that's my brother, and I'll forever be loyal to him. Whatever he needs. It's funny. I'll tell y'all something. When I did my solo album, the biggest mistake I made was not going in with KG, and I didn't because I didn't want for people to hear my sound that I created with K on just me and think, oh, we don't need next. I wanted to be able to do it all. And people were like, well, what, dang, you didn't work with K. How you not going to work with K? And K put you in position. Well, what people didn't know is K picked me up in LA and we went for a ride and I handed him a check for $100,000 just to say thank you. Because that's how we get down. It was like, here you go. I wouldn't be here without you. You know what I'm saying? So K is the reason that I'm able to still feed my family and live in this nice, really nice home because he didn't try to take advantage of me. Because you got to think, coming from the hood, if he'd have been like, yeah, you need to sign this right here and we're going to take your publishing, dog, I'd have signed it. To get out of my mama house, I'd have signed it.
Yeah. You talk about the greatest R&B groups of all time. You think of four, the quartets. Next, trio. One of the very few to do it the way y'all did it. Was there any extra added pressure to add a fourth member ever to y'all? How did y'all feel about that?
Well, we had a fourth member. It was my best friend, and Tweet and Tilo kind of figured out a way to get him out the picture. He's still to this day my best friend in the world, and he's been on the road with us, road managed. He knew he didn't want it as bad, but he had the talent. My best friend in the world, he was the fourth member, but Tilo was the OG, and I think he wanted control, which I understood because we was wild. We didn't really know what we was doing, but he really wanted to run the show, and his brother was going to follow suit because that's his little brother. On the other end, it was me and my best friend, who was the original members of the group. You know what I'm saying? We hear different stories on how the group was formed. The truth is, they came to my talent show that I had, and I had another member. It was another group. We were called something else, but they were so talented that I kicked his ass out, excuse my language, and it was the four of us, and we were called Straightforward at first. And again, people didn't even realize that Next stood for no one ever expected this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
Can you talk about the how you guys were perceived overseas then and now? Was it even crazier than the US? Like when y'all popped out with Too Close and all that? I wasn't.
I've always thought overseas really respected, especially now, our genre of music way more than over here. You know what I'm saying? They appreciate it, which is amazing. I haven't been to Japan yet, but I heard it's even crazier over there. But we just went to Germany, we went to London, and they love it. They know album cuts. It's a whole different type of culture over there. Over here, it was crazy, but Americans are a little spoiled. You know what I'm saying? They have access to everything pretty much because, you know, especially in the bigger cities, you can go to the mall and run into somebody. You know what I mean? There, it's different. It's always been like that, though. The only thing that has changed is over there back in the day, and I'm married now, but it was different with the women. But guys went over there and did those foreign women so wrong, and now they're like, oh, no American, no Black American. They went over there and they wild out. I heard a couple went over there and dropped kids off and got on the plane and came home.
We hear the stories, man. We've never been there.
I ain't gonna say who, but
babies overseas and shit. Y'all ain't shit, man. all serious, you know. Tweet, to the best of your knowledge. Now, when you look at Next and when we watched you guys growing up, and it wasn't like it is now. You've seen MTV, BET, we've seen you guys on music videos and the singles that you came out with. You've seen you, and you've seen my man's name. Why am I fucking drawing a blank?
Tilo.
Yeah, Tilo. You see you guys sing a lot primarily. Did Tweet ever feel some kind of way about that? If you're not a Next fan, you really didn't know that he was incredible talent too, and he got busy on records as well. But did he feel any type of way that he wasn't on a mainstream promotion like you and Tilo were?
He was the body, and he was the spokesperson for the group. I think maybe later on, but not because of how he felt. I think people will come in your ear and make you feel a certain way. And then when I wasn't in the group for a while, he was able to sing other parts and have more of a place in the forefront. And I think that he probably misses that a little bit now, but I always knew how dope Tweet was. It was just that, and they got to a point, you know, everybody wilding a little bit. He might be smoking a little bit, you know, back in the day, stuff that he doesn't do now, but he was, you know, partying. So we were splitting it evenly. You know what I mean? So if we all splitting it, if we all ain't doing the same amount of work per se, and we all still eating the same, there really isn't an issue. Tweet is one of the coolest, most laid back dudes for the most part. So he was just like, man, listen, do you? You know, he co-wrote Too Close with me, and then later on, he just had other passions. He was into sports, he was into karate, he was into meditation and things like that. My only issue is I wish that people knew his impact on the group because they do try to minimize his contributions when truthfully it was major. He was the one in the background. He was the mayor. He was the governor. He was pushing us, do this, man. Man, get some sleep. You got this. You sing it. I don't need to sing that. You do that note. Stuff like that. And that takes a lot, for somebody to be as selfless as he was and still is.
So
definitely. Just got a few more questions for you. Once again, we appreciate you coming
out.
No,
here. Take your time. We good. It's all good.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
Kanye West. I didn't get to hear what you said, but I seen a headline. You did an interview with a young lady, and they were saying something to the effect of you sympathize with Kanye West or something. Could you clarify that?
Well, it's funny.